What's good, y'all? It's your boy B-Phil back again. Trade Life with B-Phil. It's 10/3/22, y'all. And we're here to do our trade ideas, go over the NASDAQ or NAS 100, the Euro, gold, and of course, Mr. Bitcoin. So without further ado, let's jump right into the analysis. So as you can see, I've changed my chart colors ever so slightly. Made it a bit darker. You can't really see that really well on video. It doesn't look that good. Maybe we want to switch it back up here. Let's go. Let's go calming colors. Look how calm that is. Look at that. All right, great. So we're here on the NASDAQ. We're looking at the 1 hour time frame. Let's zoom out and look left. So, I mean, clearly price has just been coming down. There's no reason to think that we're bullish in this market at this time. I mean, look at it. This has been coming down. Maybe short term. We might be short term, make some type of retracement, but ultimately we're still bearish until we see some breaks. So we have, let's go ahead and let's get this line here. You see there's a break there. So that ultimately means that we have an MB that's right here. And with that MB that's right there, we have a supply zone unmitigated here. So what are we going to wait for? Well, we're going to wait for price to come up into this supply zone before we go ahead and execute a short trade. So we can go ahead and refine it down to that. Yeah, actually that looks good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put an alert here. And this is on the 30. Let's go ahead and check lower time frames to see what we're doing. If we're going to super scalp, right? Super scalp. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into our notepad. We're going to get our alert. We're going to go ahead get our supplies on alert here. Go ahead, click the alert button, copy paste, hit that create button. Now we're just going to wait. Great. So if we were scalping to the upside, what will we look for? So we see price pushed up, pushed down, pushed up, pushed down, and then it played around in here, pushed back up, breaking here. Oh, so I have this. All right, let's do that one more time. Pushed up, pushed down. Technically, it pushed up, pushed down, played around, pushed back up, right? Breaking that structure there. So now we have here, pushed down, breaking this structure again. Now we're pushing back up. And we have to ask the question, okay, well, it broke the structure. Where did that come from? Well, let's check it out. Break up. Last down move for the up move. I go ahead and wager this last down move here. If I was going to take a short-term scalp up. So then I'm just going to go ahead and put demand zone here. Awesome. Okay, so now we have a nice little range to trade in between. And so let's go ahead and measure out what we could get here. Yep. I mean, if it pulls all the way back here, I mean, we're looking at a 1 to 8. And then ultimately, higher time frame. We'll look at, I guess we'll look at the 1 minute real quick. You could actually, if we're looking at price action, right? This is an intermediate candlestick structure, as we would say. Here, 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 right? Broke below and then breaks back above, break back above, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Came down from here somewhere. So we could be looking for the continuation to come from this 1 minute zone, depending if there's a confirm on a lower time frame or not. But we could just go ahead and put this here. Let's say, let's put demand zone. And then let's go ahead and say risk or risky. Let's do that. Just so we know. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and check that out. Do that. All right. And if it were to come back and run here, that's a nice 1 to 3 just to run the high. But then ultimately, if we wanted to go ahead and see how much meat is actually on this bone, we got 15 R's on this bone thus far from. Let's go ahead and remove this because we already know. But since price, we'll say price is going to be at this 10,986 point level, 10,986 and 3 points. So if it pulls back, we could go ahead and look for a confirm to go higher, all the way up to 11,132 points. So as we can see, we have a nice little area that we could trade, nice little range. Maybe we change the color one more time. I'm not really feeling this purple right now. Yeah, let's just go back to our classic black and white. Now, keep it simple. It's what we've been doing. Let's keep doing it. All right. So here we go. All right, cool. So now we're just going to go ahead and wait for this to come down and leave it at that. So what I'm going to actually do is now I'm trying something slightly different. But I had this indicator that I used to trade with crypto until I just went to pure price action. And now some people might say, oh, indicators, lagging indicators, yada, yada, yada. All right, great. Well, for me, I've tried it a little bit. Bullish and bearish divergence is a slightly different trading strategy, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is just use this to go ahead and gauge the direction. So as you can see, we have our money flow just deeply in the red on the 1 hour. What does that tell me? Well, that ultimately tells me that, well, we're bearish. Without, we already knew that, but now we really know. So, if you look on the 1 hour, it looks like we're just completely bearish. We're going to scan through time frames. It looks like money flow is starting to come up. We have the waves, the blue waves. We have anchor. We have a trigger. So we have some type of upward momentum. Probably have some pullback as we're slightly predicting, right? And that's why we have these two zones by just reading the candles themselves. So it looks like this wave here is starting to curl over. Let's go ahead and just scan. Yeah, that's 15 lower 15-minute time frame. We got the money flow coming up. We got our blue wave trigger, or excuse me, our blue wave starting to curl over. Looking like it could be printing a green dot soon, which when the green dot or red dot at this point, apologies there, is going to show us that, hey, we could be going in the opposite direction. Short term though. Now we see down here on the 5-minute, we're already in the money flow, but looks like we're halfway through it. We're halfway through this move. So again, that's one of the reasons why you should be able to read the candles, because you can see this all in this candle movement, but this just gives you a quick at a glance. You feel me? All right. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm looking for. So we have our alerts. We're just gonna go ahead and wait until it pulls back, and then see if we get a confirmation. All right, let's look at the euro. All right, let's go up to the 1 hour time frame. So here on the 1 hour time frame for the euro, looks like, again, let's look left. I mean, of course, we've just been coming down, but price is starting to turn around just a bit. We're starting to see some bullish momentum. So we go up, right, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And it looks like maybe higher low to come back into here, right? And then higher high, something like that. Pretty difficult to tell. But if we're looking and we see some zones, I mean, ultimately, we're just looking for bearish movement. There's a long way to go. And if it did break all the way up here, then we'd be definitely happy to be bullish overall. But I mean, ultimately, we're probably looking for reasons to go bearish here. Like we're finally coming into this larger MB. So if we go to the 1 month, let's go here, right? Like we're looking at the 1 month, and what do we see? Well, we see bearish. We're just bearish here, right? We came down here. Looks like we have some zones in here somewhere, but ultimately we had price push down, right? Then we had ultimately push up. We had to push down, push up, right? High, lower high. Then we had to push below this, breaking this structure. So we're just bearish. And where are we bearish to? Well, that's a great question, Sherlock. So Sherlock Holmes, where are we bearish to? I mean, to say that the euro would get down to 60 cents on a dollar, that sounds quite absurd. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could happen, but 90 cents, that sounds kind of crazy too. But I guess we live in crazy times at this point. So, yeah, we'd be shooting for price to come down here. Man, just fall off. There's no reason for it to continue to, or just turn around randomly here. Why not keep going down, right? Why not fall off? So then we'll go to the 4 hour, right? Again, everybody does top down, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some top down going too. So you have, man, we have a nice long drop here. Let's check this out. That's 5%. Whew, my goodness. The euro lost 5%. That's quite crazy. All right, so let's check it out. So what do we have going on here? We have, again, we had price pushing down, price pushing up, finally breaking the structure, price pushing down, price pushing up, right? All this lag is devastating me. Price pushing down, right? Up, and then now maybe down to run up here before ultimately falling off. So what I would say is I would go ahead and look for a buy off of here to ultimately run to this area up here somewhere. What I'm looking at is I'm looking at this, right? So we'll go ahead and delete that. That's what I will be looking for. And so that's a 4 hour. So let's go 1 hour, see what we're doing. All right. So yeah, I mean, we could go ahead and refine this down here. Give us more wiggle room, right? Give us a tighter entry. And then that becomes a 1 to 8. Yeah. I mean, we could do that for sure. So we just go ahead and give us some wiggle room there, right? Then we go ahead and say, well, we're going to wait for it to tap into here. So we'll give us some more breathing room since that's 1 to 12. And it's always good to get some breathing room in there, so all right, so we're going to go ahead and wait for price to come down in here before we look for any particular trade, which is going to be a buy up to this higher level supply zone. So we're looking to trade this range from 96 cents all the way up to $1.01, or get a bit more precise, yeah, $1.01. So we have quite the ways to go, but fear not, for we probably will go it great. So that is my short-term analysis, and so we just need to wait at the end of the day, and that's where patience really comes in. Just need to wait, right? You could say, hey, let's do crackhead trading. Let's trade down to this demand zone, and I would say, you can do that. Why not? if you already have a predetermined bias where you're saying, hey, you're going to go down before you go back up, then why not? Well, I mean, what's the higher probability at this point? So we can get more confluence. So let's look at this. Let's look at our Marketchipher, which is pretty much MACD money flow. I mean, you see the red money flow starting to taper off. So it came down a lot here, right? Starting to slow down more, right? Slow down again, right? So let's go to the higher time frame actually and see what we got. Yeah, we just have red money flow. Looks like we have a red dot that's printed, and so we could just have it just slide on down, right? Just slowly droop down before it goes into some crevice. So, I'm looking at something like this, and then it comes back up, right? Maybe some bullish divergence or bearish divergence rather, before ultimately coming down here, something like that. But again, we'll just wait for our confirm. We're in no rush. We'll see what price gives us, and we'll take it if it's there, and if it's not, we'll go ahead and wait for the perfect setup to take. So let's go ahead. Let's actually continue to scan real quick. So we're gonna go to the hourly. All right, we're starting to come down. Yeah, we got the money flow starting to come down, blue wave starting to come down. You see here, right? So you see that starting to move down that way. We got price starting to slowly droop down. That's on the hourly. So let's get the 30-minute. Yeah, I mean, money flow leaving the market, starting to cross over to the red. So I don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't wait for it to actually come down here before looking for a buy. It actually looks like a good time to do that. So let's go down to the 15 and see. I mean, obviously it's already crossed over. Yeah, so we had, and just we're looking at this, right? Look at these green, and it gets higher, right? Then it starts just tapering off, and then you start seeing more red coming to the market. Well, the red started to actually die off too. It looks like it's probably in some consolidation, to be honest with you. So it's just moving sideways. That's pretty much what it looks like right now. So since it's moving so slow, we can just wait. Let's go on to the 5-minute. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard to tell. It looks like the 5-minute may start to move back up in the upward direction. You can start to see, right? Like it started coming down, and it started coming down, and it's starting to move back up. You can see the money flow red, right? It might come down a little bit more. It might come down just a tad bit more, maybe like that. Then start to cross up, something like that. But it looks like it's starting to curl over here on the 5-minute time frame. Let's go to the 1 month actually, see what it looks like. Yeah, we're just deep in the red right now. We don't have a green dot just yet where it's signaling that it's potentially a bottom. So we probably have some ways to go down. And we're deep in the red money flow. Let's look at the 3-day. Oh yeah, just bear, right? Just super bearish. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and wait for that buy here on, or potential buy on the euro, waiting for it to come down into this demand zone, higher time frame demand zone, before we look for a buy opportunity. And we're gonna leave it at that. So let's go ahead and look at gold. Let's just look at it naked first. Let's go 1 month. Oh, it looks like we already have something here. Great. Okay, so I mean, we know gold. Gold's a good friend of ours. Came down. and then it broke up on this structure. Now we're looking for it to come back down in here somewhere, right? About 50% before going higher. Because gold is timeless, right? Gold, everybody loves some gold. Everybody wants some gold. Give me gold. I love gold. I love gold. All right, so don't mind me. So that's on the monthly here. So let's go ahead and just zoom. Let's go down. So we ultimately know we're really in a corrective state right now. So we probably want to look for ways to get short. Let's go to the daily actually. Let's check out the daily. Yeah, because if we're looking at the monthly, right? Let's put this in here so we can see. Right, we got higher high, and let's say we do something like that, and let's just leave that there so we know how deep we could potentially expect it to go, and let's see what it looks like on these different time frames. So yeah, if we're saying that's the height of it, and we're saying we want to dive a little bit deeper into here, then if we're looking at the daily, and that on you see this right here on the monthly, this is like towards the bottom. So then, well, what's the case for that? So, well, what we're looking at, what we're seeing on the daily is we're seeing that we had this, right? And we just had it really just playing around. So let's start from a bottom, right? We had low, higher high, lower low, higher higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, higher low, or higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, oof, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, ooh, almost equal highs, lower high, ooh, lower low, lower high, or higher high. Man, this is pretty hard to tell at this point. It's just so ugly. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We're gonna do something like that. So if we're looking at this like that, then oh my goodness, it just doesn't look very good. Oh, excuse me. Price action, so we could say something like this. MB, we see a break right here. Okay, where did that come from? It came from up in here, right? Because then we saw it break yet again, another low. So then if we saw it break this high, then we could expect maybe some bullish stuff. But ultimately, I guess we could technically say we're consolidating. We're moving sideways here in this $1,657.21 range, all the way up to 1,685.43. So I'm talking about this right here. That's what we're in right now on the daily. So we can go to the 4-hour. Yeah, and I mean, it just looks like we could go ahead and potentially refine it to here. It looks like it may be holding, but we want to confirm this. So let's go down to the 1-hour and see what's happening. Looks like got a lot of money in here, but I think ultimately starting to taper off. Could be. But I mean, we're in a zone. We can refine it down to here. But this price action just does not look good. Does not look good at all. Breaks down here, finally breaks down. We can say hi, okay, great. Looks like maybe some type of absorption. But then, I mean, if we're looking at this price here, we have it going down, then we have it going higher, we have it going down, we have it going higher, then we have it break down, right? Then we want to see it retest before going lower. And there's a lot of imbalance down here, as they would say, and there's lows to be ran. So possibly looking at something like this to go short, because ultimately we're looking for reasons to go short. So let's check out here. Yeah, I mean, why not? Can we refine it there? Let's refine it there, and let's go ahead and let's put an alert here for a supply zone on 30-minute. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and wait for these alerts to be hit, and then we're going to look for our confirmations on a lower time frame. So that's pretty much it for our trade ideas for 10/3/22. I hope you all got some information and learned something from this video. Go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me what you want to see more of. Hit that like button or dislike. Let me know how you really feeling about this content. And of course, subscribe if you want to continue to see more content like this. This is your boy Trade Life with B Phil. I'm gone. Peace.